All right, it's going. Let me
Give
double
me a
check.
sec.
Ah, that doesn't look neat at all.
What up?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm looking
Like,
at I'm looking at OneNote. It's like not showing it. It's not showing what I want. Darn, it looks awful.
stream name. Let me show you how to make a goddess. All right.
Yes, except OneNote is
Okay.
like not looking good. It's the only thing about all this.
All right. I'm muting the stream though.
That's fine. That is perfectly okay.
Just I hate that Twitch catches my voice too, so it echoes.
Well, it's less that Twitch catches it. It's just it's connected to Discord. I think that's how that works.
Correction. Yeah, it's connected to Discord, so people streaming can hear all the voices and stuff, which is fine. The problem lies in the fact that there's a stream delay.
Yeah. No, that gets crazy. Hey, can you put this on the on rhythm?
What am I putting on rhythm?
I put it on. I put in the general nonsense.
Okay, there's a music channel.
Yeah, but like I didn't know if I had the ability to.
You do because you were adding songs to it the other day.
Okay, cool.
There we go. As I said, I don't think we've done anything like to set roles or anything. So,
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want music in the background.
all
All
right,
right,
time for me to pop 3 sleep pills and give you ideas.
all right. Taking the
That's
definitely
a joke.
legal drugs. Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're legal considering I buy them OTC.
Yeah, so there's not a problem. So the goal of
And
today.
the ones that aren't OTC, we don't talk about.
Okay, look, we're trying to make a god, not connect with one.
This is a PG friendly stream.
Okay, so um, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. So I have a campaign, I have a world, and basically I want to make a better Tiamat. That's the goal. Um, Now, granted, Tiamat as she is right now is perfectly fine. I just think it could be better. Uh, we talked about this yesterday.
All right, scroll down to that real quick, or should I just bring up a separate stat block?
You could bring us. You could like pull up a separate slap block. I'll send you the link I'm using.
Wait, what book is she in? Bestiary?
No, she's in Rise of Tiamat.
Yeah, 5e. Let me see if I can bring up a stat sheet for
All right.
her. Does this one have one? I hate this. Yes, I mean that is the right one on D&D Wiki, but like,
I sent you a link.
oh, you did?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
in
there it is.
yeah.
We. Oh wait, actually, let me just copy this link, because it pulls it up in different web thing, which I don't like using.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna just bookmark this bestiary Tiamat page real quick
Let me
for
just use
D&D,
this.
because it looks to be a really nice page.
Yeah. It
Oh wait,
has
hold on. Oh
literally
yes.
everything.
Yep. Uh, Let me see what we got here. Black, blue, green, red, white. All right. Let me see. They just want a better Tiamat.
Yeah, or at the very least, I want to make one that fits in the world. Uh,
Give me some context to work with.
yeah, don't worry, I got you, friend. So essentially, that's something else. I'm going to pull up another tab.
Give me some buff context and I'll see what I can do.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
What happened to my dragon picture? Oh, Lord. No. Oh, I gotta find it again. Son of a bitch. Oh, thank God I found it. Okay. Alright, so basically, um, the idea is that I want to make a teammate that does a little more than just, you know, brute forcing everything, because that just doesn't work with players. They could just murder it. Uh, Also, I saw this picture online and I thought it was really cool. It's basically Tiamat, but she's this huge serpent, and all of her extra heads are ethereal colored ghosts, and she has like these spears of energy, like black holes, going across the top of her head. So yeah. No, it's not too many heads, Larp. It's just enough.
Alright. So, you want to work with that image?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Real quick. So, yeah, Tiamat has 5 heads. We're still gonna go with that idea. Um, but I think no wait, that's still too many heads. That's 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what this person was thinking. Uh, because according to like the original link to this, the idea was like this is a Tiamat version in this world of dragons, but I don't know
Yeah.
like the context of like their abilities. I just like the idea. Um my idea though is that she'll have eat one head for like all the elements that she can use: fire, poison, lightning, cold, and acid. But she's going to have that one main head in the middle, which is going to have an ability like you know, basically affects basically has like a breath weapon that does elemental bane effect, which elemental bane now so elemental bane, what that does is essentially gets rid of resistances and does an extra 2d6 damage of the allotted type. I'm not doing the 2d6 extra damage, but I am going to have the breath weapon basically get rid of or like nullifies the resistances, immunities, all that.
Now, are you gonna make her a mythic?
Yes. Okay, so that's what I was trying to think. Because if I made her a mythic, then it'd be like, you know, she would be like really strong. Because I showed you like the mythic monsters, right? That I have made and some of the stuff that um some of the stuff that's actually in the books, Mythical Odyssey of Pharaohs. Um,
Yeah.
hmm, maybe. Let's take it one step at a time. Purple and yellow, or light blue, depending on which one are out of place. I mean, I guess they are. I guess they are. But like, I don't know like what the context of like this Tiamat is. All I know is that someone commissioned the art. The art came out great. Uh, the actual abilities of this Tiamat were never posted on the Reddit link that I went to, so it's whatever. All right. So, Notepad online. Okay. Okay. So, since uh, OneNote doesn't want to work with me, I guess I'm going to use the online notes.
All right.
And so, these are the notes that I have for like what I think Tiamat should have, right? So, we have that Tiamat has multiple heads. That's a given. I
Yeah.
also think that she also is gonna have the breath weapons that Tiamat should have. That just makes sense. But I also feel like she should have some natural command over chromatic dragons. Because one of the inspirations for Tiamat, or like making this Tiamat, is like this. Excuse me, I guess I should pull up this one. So on Reddit, there is someone who posted like these 7 dragon overlords, and they're
Yeah, we went over those yesterday.
yeah, and there's this one that basically uh has this has all of these ridiculous abilities. Oh wait,
The
no, that's
tyrant.
hold on, that's the wrong one. Yeah, it's a tyrant. He has like basically he's anti-magic. He has this. He doesn't have any wings. He can't fly, but he basically he can nullify all abilities to fly, both natural and magical alike. And
Uh huh.
it's just dumb how strong he is. But that's kind of what I want with Tiamat. So yeah, I might make it a mythic.
The reason I bring up making Tiamat a mythic type dragon is based on the simple grounds of if she's a mythic, her mythic effect could be when she comes back to nullify all or to cast elemental bane with it when she uses her breath attack.
Okay. So like, are you saying that she would gain it? Uh, like every time she uses her breath weapon, it immediately casts the bane. Is that what you're saying?
Like it doesn't normally have to cast elemental bane, but you know how the breath effects gained a additional effect, or the creatures gain additional effect when they have
Yeah.
their mythic pop. The mythic pop could be the breath effect doing more damage.
Okay. All right. Okay. Should there be something else to go with that? Because I also want to keep in mind that this Tiamat, like, she can't fly for the obvious reasons that she doesn't have wings. Tiamat's not gonna drink Red Bull. Just looked at it and something. Uh, let's see here. I don't have double screens, so forgive me if I'm not like immediately commenting on anything. I am a newbie at all this madness.
True.
But anyway, so all right. But like I was saying, should Tiamat get something extra with her like mythic abilities? Like I don't know, something to deal with flying creatures, or is that just like
Um, I don't think she needs something to deal with flying creatures.
okay, cool. That's cool. Something else. Some other things to keep in mind. Like I said, her body is basically like a long serpent. Uh, not including the extra heads that I'm gonna say like just she can just sprout as many as like necessary, or
Yeah.
we'll work on it as we go. But she has a long body, so I want to keep that in mind. She resides in Helheim in this world. So like in the original D&D lore, she is like in hell in the underworld and all that place. Um
Yeah.
Same difference. Basically, her and Bahamut were like, okay, we kind of went to war with each other. We don't want to keep doing that. But us kind of being in proximity to each other doesn't really work. That doesn't really help us. So Bahamut went to the moon to like and took all of his like good dragons with him, and all of the evil dragons stayed on this version of Earth, the back of Zofa, and Tiamat went under the ground to Helheim, and she's been sitting there for a long time. So I would also imagine that any ability she would have would reflect her time spent in an ice shrouded world.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So you want her to have an ability to represent the realm she's been in, Helheim, right?
Yeah.
Uh, hmm. Helheim is the frozen hell, right?
Yeah.
Wasteland. You
Yeah.
basing it off North?
Yeah.
Helheim nation. Let's see.
While he's doing that, this is a great time for me to talk about my YouTube channel. Kind of. There's really not much on it. It's basically just like talking about this world that Tiamat inhabits. Um, right now we're focusing on the swamp that's in this world, but like I would hope to eventually get to the point where we're talking about the whole world, or at least the continent that this swamp existed. And Tiamat is like part of the pantheon. It's gonna be great. Some of my play I'm planning on like me and some of my players that are playing in this world are making a script based off of the whole campaign that they're running in this world, Dingle Doodle style, or just any D&D storyteller YouTuber. Is this what Twitch people do? Is this the normal?
What?
Just how I'm doing this. Is this normal?
For what?
I don't. I don't know.
What? It's not normal.
What you got? Or did you find anything yet?
I did. I'm reading through how. I'm trying to think. So you want like, if you want a relevant power that she could have according to Helheim. Let's see. Honestly, maybe something like a I don't think would phrase it. Well, it depends on what you exactly want to do with it.
Just give me some ideas.
Like, you could make it a soul rip ability that transports them to another plane where they have to fight her or one of her aspect's heads.
Actually, that sounds pretty cool. Because Bahamut has something. Because I'm gonna have Bahamut have like some stuff like His mythic form is like he has foresight and like invulnerability or something like that. Maybe not invulnerability, but you get my point. Where it's just like, all right, now for a real test. Because
Yeah.
I based that off of, like lore involving that. Okay, I think I got everything that I wanted to put down in terms of like what we're basing all of this off of.
Yeah,
Aside from
like a
like,
soul ripping roar could be one of the things.
yeah, that actually sounds pretty cool.
On a failed, it sends the enemy party to the spirit of the enemy party to an ethereal plane, dealing X amount of damage,
So it's like
and
fling
they're
through
forcibly
hell.
return.
So it's like the warlock ability, fling through hell, or banishment, but reflavored.
Yeah, it's fling through hell, but it can hit multiple people.
Dang, that sounds awesome. All right.
Now, and that could be her unique roar, and instead of making it like a cone or a line, you could literally just make it an area effect of if you're within, like, say, 100 feet of Tiamat, you get hit by it, regardless of location.
All right. Cool. All right. So this is Tiamat's like basic stat block so far. Obviously, like you know, some stuff isn't right there yet, but that's all good. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. So first things first, let me pull up. Just make another one of these real quick. CR calculator. Also, I put the stream on Discord so you can see what I see.
Can I not through Twitch?
I mean, you can. It's just Twitch has a lag.
I mean, true, but I feel like it's also okay to just use Twitch for it.
Okay. Well, it's up if you're ready for it. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna explain like how the challenge rating statistics work for monsters, since that's a lesson and a half. Just trust me when I say I know what I'm doing. But one thing that's gonna be kept in mind is that we know that we want Tiamat to be a CR30 monster, so that kind of
Yep.
goes without saying. Um, so let's go ahead and get that. Uh, there's a lot of discrepancies that come with that, but we'll get there. We'll just balance it out as we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So, original Tiamat had a couple of things. Her AC was a 25, her HP was a 615. She had that movement speed. These were her stats beforehand. Saving throws, skills, damage, immunities, um, conditions, senses. Here are some of her abilities. All right, let's go over like what we should keep for all intents and purposes. Her size is gonna remain the same because that affects the hit dice.
All
Um,
right. I see no reason to change her stats.
okay. Like you mean like
Say,
these stats here?
yeah, the 30, 10, 30, 26, 26, 28.
Yeah, well, there's little reasons to touch those. All right. So got that down.
Why does D&D Beyond have an interactive overlay?
What do you mean?
Or Twitch?
What do you mean?
Your viewers experience blah blah blah. Okay. I just shut it off. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay. So we got that. Saving throws, skill proficiencies, these can remain the same. Damage immunities seem to make sense.
See, acid, cold, fire, lightning. Yeah. For each of our head's elemental abilities, she should have immunity to that type of damage.
Yeah, and we got that acid, cold, fire, lightning, and poison.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. So we got all those things. Okay. This is going to be CR30 creature. Alright, proficiency 9. Okay. So far, so good. Nothing we had to change directly. This one, this corporation or whatever it is, this one seems like a mainstay. I feel.
I would set that to the side for now in determination of whether or not you make her a mythic.
Yeah, you're right. Because again, the idea is that because in this world, the way I kind of make the gods is that they're all like within a relative range of like 20 plus and all that, with mythic monsters being either like really powerful creatures or old gods that still remain.
Yeah, legendary resistance keep.
Yeah. Now here's the one that I was really debating on. Limited magic immunity.
I would say keep limited magic immunities simply based on the fact that she is a god creature for the dragons.
Right.
I think it seems odd not to have that.
Now let me double check something, because I created a version of Fenrir in this whole mess. So I'm wondering if I put that here anywhere. Limited magic. Oh yeah, I did give him limited magic immunity.
Yeah, I would say, I'm gonna be real. Fenrir should just straight up be you don't fight this.
Yeah.
You don't fight this, you run.
Yeah, that's
Hell,
kind of... Because the lore for Fenrir, spoiler alert for anyone who cares, Fenrir is like one of the reasons most, if not all, the old gods, not including like Bahamut, Tiamat, and two other drow goddesses, and maybe some others that I haven't touched on, they're the reasons why they're practically either dead or just gone. Because he just screwed up so much. The only thing about...
Fenrir can't be stopped. And if I remember right, Fenrir from Norse mythology, let me see, forget what he does. Chained, he bit the hand of Tyr. Let me see. He devours the sun. In Ragnarok, he'll eat Odin. Vidar will stab him and tear his jaws, so... But yeah, Fenrir is, he has the abilities to slay gods.
Yeah.
And
I'm wondering if I should make him a CR30 versus a CR27. I'll leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Because part of the thing about what I did with Fenrir is that he didn't like tear down pantheons by himself. Uh, Aside from that, I also have magic weapons. Tiamat's weapon attacks are magical, multi heads, and regeneration. I kept those.
Fenrir?
No, on Tiamat.
Alright, let me get back to it. Alright, let's see. But yeah, as I say for Tiamat, I think it's good to keep the resistance as a magic immunity, the magic weapons. Multiple heads isn't terrible.
I might have to go back on that one based on like how I described her, because
Yeah,
those
that'll
are
be.
because original Tiamat always has her 5 heads, but this Tiamat has like she summons ethereal heads. So
Yeah, so if she summons ethereal heads, you could take off multiple heads and add in the advantage on being knocked unconscious or the saving throws that stun. You could just use A legendary resistances or
yeah,
so you can figure that out with the ethereal heads.
all right. So Tiamat is definitely gonna have multi attack, but she's not gonna have the claws. One. She has no feet.
Multi attack tail. You can replace claw with bite based on the image you showed me.
Yeah.
And also, you could also use ethereal claws.
Okay.
Like, she can summon ethereal claws and dragon heads to strike at her foes.
Hmm. 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 Ethereal claws, huh?
Yeah.
I'll think about that one. If only because it's like, the only ethereal part of her I think should be like her heads.
All
But
right. Or just replace claw with bite attack from an ethereal head,
yeah, no,
but keep the stats.
I feel like, yeah,
Just because of convenience sake.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
I might have to like recontextualize the hit dice or damage dice for the bite, but like that's
I
different.
mean, slashing and piercing works.
All right. So, um, now part of these legendary resistances makes sense, especially for the bite attack, that I will have to like bring up here. But the breath weapons.
Yeah.
I'm curious if I want to. Hmm.
I don't see a reason not to keep her breath weapon attacks.
Where they are.
Yeah. Like, basically, all we're going to do is modify a few things for Tiamat. But ultimately, a majority of her core powers and abilities should remain the same.
Right. All right then. So, what are we gonna change, or what are we gonna add?
Yeah,
Well,
it's like, well, did you want her to be mythic? Who are
Uh,
you leaving for his
let's
legendary?
let's do the mythic part last.
Alright.
So the first thing that I had was like, okay, multiple heads. We already got that covered. Uh, commands elemental dragons. I feel like there should be some kind of aura effect. Where let's see here. What does this have? Presence of a tyrant. Yeah. Okay. So I feel like there should be uh, like something like presence of the dragon tyrant, where she'll have this ability where she'll she'll basically send out a an energy pulse.
Yo, wait, hold
Where
up. Have you ever played Smite?
no.
Hold up, I'm gonna link you something.
I'd ask if it's a fun game, but I feel like the better question is it worth like why would I download it? Why would I play it?
No, that's fine. But in Tiamat, Smite has certain abilities and is one of the playable gods. And some of the abilities could help you out. Because she has a flying stance and a ground stance in the game.
Yeah, okay. Let's see what we got here. Abilities, right?
Let's see. Yeah, she has a ton of abilities.
All nearby
Just bring it up on here.
allies and minions. Deaths. Left. Okay.
This is set for Smite, Billy, if you were wondering stuff.
Okay, cool. I'll check
This
that.
just gives... Yeah, this could give you some additional ideas.
Okay. So what else? Where's my notes? Okay.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, I feel like there should be an ability where she either use frightful presence or
Yeah, she uses Frightful Presence before she attacks.
no, I'm saying like in this case here, Magnimus can either use frightful presence or presence of the dragon tyrant, and then continues
Alright.
with his multi attack. Okay. So I feel like something similar should be applied.
What is Tiamat's official title again? Isn't she... What was her title? Tiamat... I.E. What is she known as? It's the Chromatic Dragon, the Dragon Queen, the Great Dragon, Progenitor of Hell. She has hella names.
She is a dragon god. What did you expect?
Yeah, I know. Let me see. So, the Dragon Queen. could do Presence of the Dragon Queen.
I was thinking about like something that involves like she comes or something like that, like the queen has arrived.
More context, like for the name or for what it does.
More for the name. Like,
Could you say Dragon Queen's Royal Authority?
I like that one.
I've seen enough anime and RPG-based games to do some of these.
Royal Authority. All right. So,
Yep. Yo, Royal Authority. She could cast Command with a high DC against all creatures in like a cone, I guess, in front of her.
all right. Speak command word. Target makes a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand your language, or if your command is directly harmful. Some typical commands and their effects follow. You might issue a command other than one described here. Okay. Approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt. Okay, I have an idea. When you cast a spell using circle level higher, you can affect one additional creature for each slot level above first. Its effective range is 60 feet. Okay, so here's an idea, right? So basically, I wonder if there's another spell that's an enchantment similar.
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, let's base it off a command, yeah. For now, unless someone has a better spell. But essentially what we got is command spell. See, command spell, IDC, range is like 1 mile or something like that, or
I
something.
don't know about one. Well, yeah.
Like either 1 mile or like 200 or 240 feet, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, which one do you think is more appropriate?
I'd make it like 300 feet.
300 feet. Range,
Yeah.
300 feet.
Because like it has a bit longer range than her frightful presence, but I feel like that kind of makes sense just with the type of ability it is.
300 feet. Lasts longer than a round. And added command would be attack or something similar. Because so far command only has like a couple of commands like approach, drop.
It's got it. No, command is any single word.
Oh.
The book just lists examples for which you can use. Like, here's some examples.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I got it though. I know what you're trying to say. Royal Authority, 66.
All right. And
I don't know if you get that or not.
66.
Yep.
No, I don't think I get it.
Order 66.
Command order 6. Okay, yeah, D6.
66.
Ancient red dragons, like saving throws are dexterity, con, wisdom, and charisma. That's plus 13, which means that
Tiamat has base increase to her stat. Her strength, her dex, and her wisdom.
right. But I'm thinking about like the DC, because this is supposed to affect like dragons specifically.
Oh, I can give you 2 things for that.
Okay.
Royal Authority. If you wanted to rename it a little, literally just put automatically succeeds on dragons.
All right. It might have to be like reworded to where it's like it works only on dragons or dragon subtypes, and they auto fail to save.
Yeah, dragons automatically fail this save.
Okay, cool. Got it. All right, we got that down. Commands all the chromatic elements. We got that covered too.
Yeah.
Serpent's body. I don't know what else we could do with that. I feel like putting a grapple effect on the tail or something similar. If not, we could just leave it as it is.
I'm not opposed to adding a grapple effect as a legendary action to crush the life out of something with a pretty high strength DC, like maybe a 22 strength DC.
Right.
Because 22 is not impossible by any means for warriors or melee classes. It should be difficult, but not impossible. So I think 20, I would say 20 or 22, depending on how difficult you want it to be.
Yeah.
22 would make it slightly more difficult. Like, you need to roll 17. You'd have to roll like a 17 or an 18. Or actually, no. You'd have a +8 to it, so you'd have to roll at least a 16. Which isn't bad. That's like, you just have to roll the 20. It's a 25% chance of success. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's impossible for you to do. Like, there's a good chance that you'll roll high enough to get it.
Yeah, but you add a grapple effect. That makes sense. Let's see.
Let me go grab another half sleep pill and take that now.
Crush. Alright, cool. Next up, Resident of Helheim. So what were we...
That's the soul rip.
Yeah. So is that... So how did we want to do that? As like an action?
Yeah. He attempts to violently rip the souls from their bodies, flinging it through a torturous dimension before shoving it back in forcefully.
And Fling Through Hell is a... Let's see. You said that was a warlock ability.
I think so.
That sounds right.
I know it's a tiefling ability too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see here.
It's like hurl through hell. Just search up spells.
I got it. Hurl Through Hell. Here we go. Starting at 14 level, when you hit a creature with an attack, you can Use this feature to instantly transport them through the lower planes. The creature disappears and hurls through a
Oh,
nightmare landscape. At the end of
it's
your
not
next
Hurl Through Hell. It's Hellish Rebuke. Sorry. Hurl Through Hell is the one we're looking for. The Tiefling ability, I think, is Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, I was about to say I didn't think Tieflings got that, but
No, no, it's a low-level spell. Hellish Rebuke.
but basically they get sent through hell, and they take like 10d10 psychic damage.
Yeah.
Uh, what if they took like half psychic, half cold damage?
Half what?
Like half psychic and half cold damage.
Um. Uh. You could do half psychic, half force.
Why force?
Uh. Rather than cold damage, just because cold is an elemental one, and while it does work, it's kind of 50-50. I say force damage because A, there's very few things that can resist force damage, and also, she's forcibly ripping out their soul and then throwing it back in.
Hmm. Okay, fair. Well, maybe in that case, change it from psychic damage to force damage.
Just 10d10 force damage.
Yeah, just 10d10 force damage. Just casually do it. Why not? So it's hurl through hell.
I mean, you could leave it as psychic damage too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know why, but I feel like force damage would make more sense in my head because it's like it's not just your. I don't know.
How many elements does she have?
5.
And it's 10 dice? Make it that she takes 2d10 of each type of element.
No, because again, the idea is that she's like sucking their soul and like dragging them to like Helheim. You know what I mean?
But you know how she said she creates ethereal dragon heads?
Yeah.
Send them through a realm where they're blasted by each of the dragon heads.
Okay.
That creates a highly diverse 10d10 damage type for them to deal with.
How long did they last in the hurl through hell thing?
It's only one round, I think.
Yeah.
Acid, lightning, poison, fire, and cold. I started a new anime on Netflix and it's like great, but also what the fuck when I first watched it.
What is it?
I think it's Eden Zero. It's good, but I saw the characters and I'm like, yo, is this like the same thing from Fairy Tail? And I'm like, yes,
Oh
yes it
yeah,
is.
that one. Yeah, no,
With
that one. Ah man,
Happy
I
and
gotta start
Exceed.
watching it. My
The
sister.
planet Exceed. Me. Hold up. Isn't this from Fairy Tail? And
Isn't
then
that isn't that Lucy? Isn't that Natsu? Is that Happy? What's going on?
I'm like, what is this? And it was really funny because he was like, I thought guilds were gonna be more like a family. I think there was an anime or manga with something like that, and you see Lucy and Natsu walking off in the background.
Oh my. Darn
I
it.
was like, oh my god, the fucking call out.
I need I
So it
need
is.
I need to finish Fairy Tail and I also need to like watch that series.
Like they've only got like the first 12 or 13 episodes. I've enjoyed it so far. I've only watched 4 episodes,
Yeah. Alright.
so I haven't watched the entire thing, but it's not bad. Hey, look, more people are here.
Wait, really?
Yeah, our viewer count is up to 4.
Ah, sweet. That's bigger than last time. If you got something to say it. I'm here to listen. We're mostly just making Tiamat better.
Making Tiamat, but you know, better.
What else do we got?
Making Tiamat.
Bet. Alright, so here was something we want to do. a unique breath weapon. Because here's the thing. I looked up all of the lore for Tiamat and Bahamut. Bahamut has like 5 different breath weapons, and I don't just mean like, you know, like what Tiamat has, but like breath weapons that stun you, creates mist, and does all this crazy stuff. That's the same with like metallic dragons too versus chromatic. Metallic dragons get all of these crazy breath weapons. And yes, I kind of see how it's all balanced out because if I'm not mistaken, chromatic dragons' breath weapons are stronger than metallics, and chromatic dragons get an additional elemental damage to their bite attacks that metallic dragons don't. But I just don't feel like it's worth it because even then, metallic dragons have the ability to shapeshift just normally. And it's like, that just seems kind of imbalanced. And maybe that's the point, but like, the lore that I've read made it seem like Tiamat and Bahamut and their counterparts are like equal in some regard. And I am so upset about that. So we're giving Tiamat a special breath weapon. You know what's gonna be? It's gonna be vulnerability.
Yeah, breath weapon, they cost, I don't know, maybe does 1d6 of each elemental damage and removes the resistances and vulnerabilities to the damage.
So I was thinking like the breath weapon, it does. I don't know what kind of. I was thinking like it was gonna do something along the lines of, like, because originally, the idea was that I was gonna base it off of Elemental Bane, right?
Yeah. Literally, just make it do 1d6 of each element type damage and cast Elemental Bane for every element.
Yeah. Like, let's make a Constitution saving throw or it be affected first time. Okay. I just feel like it doesn't have to be like it deals damage. All it for me, I feel like all it really needs to do is like it does this area wide effect. You have to make a Constitution saving throw. If you fail, you are now affected by the
Elemental Bane spell.
yeah, only
Alright.
better.
Yeah, make it Elemental Bane, but she doesn't have to concentrate on it.
Yeah, Bane breath.
Alright.
Minus the 2d6 damage. No concentration. Last for a round on a fail save. This would be a cone effect, but how big would it be?
I want to say maybe a 90 foot,
Yeah, 90-foot
like
cone.
the other one, 90-foot cone.
Yeah, the other ones are like a 120 line. So 90-foot
120
cone.
line or 90-foot cone. So
I feel like it should be a
Make it a
90.
90.
I feel like it should be a cone.
yeah, 90 feet cone.
Alright. So Elemental Bane, no concentration, lasts for a round instead of like until they get hit, is a cone. And also, turns, so normal Elemental Bane just turns resistances and just gets rid of them. I think what also should happen is that, immunities are turned into resistances.
Yeah, just so make it stronger. Immunity becomes resistant. Resistance gets removed, and I think that should be good enough, right?
Yeah. Because she doesn't like poison. She doesn't give the poison effect, so we don't have to worry about that.
And it's not like we're giving them vulnerability either, because that would just be a little too busted.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because
That would be.
you gotta think, not everyone's gonna have like every single resistances on them.
It's like
Because
not
at that
everyone's
point,
gonna have resistance.
I mean, just think. Let me look at this, right? Uh, Fire Dragon, right? Fire Dragon's breath weapon does 26 d6 points of fire damage. That's the most damage most creatures have on a area of effect. You don't want you don't want vulnerability for that.
A fire, yeah. Like
That's
there's
50 that's 52 d6 points of damage. Let me just pull up the math real quick.
that's too much.
Like I go over to any dice over here. 52 d6 points of damage. The average is 182 points of damage. I don't care if you're a barbarian raging. You're going to get scared when you get hit with that.
You finna die.
Especially, I mean, God bless America. So yeah, we'll just keep it like that.
Yeah.
Uh, call it Bane Breath, because I think
All
that's
right.
cool.
What else do we need?
Let's see here.
Like I might hit up. My friend asked me if what I was doing. I said I was helping with this. I'm like, I might go play a game of Smite with him in a minute after
Hey,
we're done.
hey,
What?
look at that. It all comes full circle. Okay, so we don't really need to worry about the dealing with flying enemies things. Now we said we'll make her mythic, but the thing was like we kind of already gave her Bane Breath as a normal thing, which I want to keep because I feel like she should just have that personally. But
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Let's see. Let's go back to our reference here. Okay, so with Magnus' case, you know, he gains like primordial ward spell, and Thunder's roar becomes anti-magic.
All right.
So I'm wondering then. Let me think. Oh wait, hold on. I had something of an idea. Armor, Bagathus. You gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. Um, well, I'm trying to think. Hmm. Uh,
Yeah.
Romancy. So, um, okay, so you know how like there are these spells that act uh like you're cloaked with something.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I don't know. So I was thinking about like, hey, let's give her like armor of Agathis. But then I was like, maybe. Oh, what would be her mythic trait?
Mythic.
Yeah.
Um.
It's like I said, the elemental Bane Breath was just her basic, one of her basic attacks. And I don't necessarily want to change that.
Let's see. Mythic. It's supposed to be a lot harder to beat than Midnight.
Essentially, yeah. It's more like they just get extra abilities, but yeah, they are supposed to be harder to beat. Because they're going past their limits.
He could have the mythic passive Queen's Aids. She respawns back to full health and summons 5 chromatic dragons to assist her in combat.
Isn't that what the command is for?
The command works on causing other things to obey. The Queen's Aid would be like she summons 5 of them. Unless you're telling me that she's going to be summoning them during the fight.
Well, here's something interesting, right? Because part of her lore is that she has like consorts.
Yeah.
So I wonder. So let's run with that idea so far, right? So she summons like, let's say 5 of these consorts or something similar, right?
Yep.
What else? What else would that do, though? I mean, like when you say like, hey, let's give her like 5 extra dragons to help her fight. I feel like we kind of did our job there, but like I feel like mythic abilities should be more than just like, okay, here's like 1 extra thing. If that makes
Just
sense.
5 extra dragons. She takes half damage while they're alive. Is that too much?
Uh, that depends. Which what age are these dragons? Like, are they
Well,
ancient, adult, young? That's the real question there.
it will just say 5 ancients.
If you're gonna say ancients, I'm thinking it might be a little far fetched to ask them to be like, okay, then she also takes half damage from every
Then I was gonna
attack while
say,
they're alive.
you,
You're
then
asking
you
them,
could
you're asking the players to like kill. Well, maybe not like actually have to kill all 5 dragons, but not only are you having to deal with 5 extra dragons, but the main dragon you're trying to fight is also taking half the damage.
then remove the half damage. You're like, you said, okay, I feel like we've done our job with the summoning of 5 dragons, but it needs something more.
Yeah, but I mean, like halving the damage is like, let's not get crazy.
You're not wrong. So that's why I was like, instead of having the damage, just have there be 5 ancient dragons that they have to deal with as well.
I mean, that's really all you need, I guess, at that point.
I
Um,
mean, at that point, like, I don't think you need much more for a mythic ability. Like, hi, you know how you've been fighting this one thing? Well, instead of this one thing necessarily becoming stronger, now you have to do all that damage again, plus deal with 5 other dragons.
oh dear God. Oh man. And you want
Like,
them to be ancient?
yes,
All right. Okay. Uh,
like that's the strong ones, right?
yeah, yeah. That's like the strongest in the in 5e monster manual. Like they can't get
All right,
any. Like statistically, they can't get any stronger than that.
all right. Is there anything else we need to do for this after the mythic?
No. That's about it.
All right.
Uh, let me just write that down. Busted. All right, so let's go up here. Actually, there is something that I do want to do before we like call it because there were some things that were like, hey, let's go back and like double check this real quick. Um,
We'll do that real quick, and then I'll message him and see if he wants me to play a game or two
Mythic
before I go pass out.
5 Ancient Dragon Consorts. Okay. So Tiamat has some other abilities we didn't put on, like this corporation, where when she drops down to 0, her body isn't destroyed, but is rather sent back to a place to of her original home in the Nine Hells. Um,
Yep. We're avoiding that by adding the summons 5 mythics.
yeah, we're just we're just, God, that makes me feel so disgusting. But the other thing that she had that I didn't like immediately grab was innate spell casting, which is just divine word for three times a day.
What's
Honestly,
divine word?
so divine word, you utter a divine word imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation. This is a seventh level spell, by the way. Choose any
All
number
right.
of creatures you can see within range. Each creature that can hear you must make a charisma saving throw. On failed save, a creature suffers an effect based on their current hit points. 50 hit points or fewer, they are deafened for a minute. 40 hit points or fewer, deafened and blind for 10 minutes. 30 hit points or fewer, blind, deafened, and stunned for an hour. 20 hit points, they just die. Regardless of its current hit points, a celestial, an elemental, a fae, or a fiend that fails its saving throw is forced back to its plane of origin if it isn't there already and can't return to your current plane for 24 hours by any means short of a wish spell. May I remind you, this is a 7th level spell.
Yeah, I feel like you could add that on for her to have. You might as well. It doesn't take away from anything, and it doesn't add too much. If you're at 50 hit points or lower, you should expect to die in the next attack anyway.
Yeah, it's like you're at 50 hit points. I don't know what to tell you, man. You should not still be here.
Yeah, you should have done left.
Don't go to me. Don't go to me. I'm not gonna open it for you. Go back over there.
And let's see. I think we did everything. I think we just added everything else. So essentially, what we got right now is a Tiamat. Oh right, AC hit points and like all this. I feel like I can just deal with that later.
All right.
But we got a Tiamat that has a mythic ability to summon 5 ancient dragon consorts, along with some other abilities that she originally had. Her multi attack is now changed by adding Royal Authority, which basically allows her to cast a command spell without any restrictions and just is stronger, and dragons automatically fail. She
Yeah.
also her claw attacks will be replaced with bite attacks. She now has a Bane breath weapon on top of like all her other breath weapons that she can only use as an action. Um, her legendary actions have been remained the same. However, the difference is flavor wise, her bite attacks are actually ethereal dragon heads that come out of her like
Yep.
sides. She now has a crush ability with the bonus that her tail automatically grapples with all the grapple effects that come with it.
All
Her
right.
legendary action to crush is just there. Yeah, I'll just leave that as a legendary action. I won't put that as like a um an action.
Yeah, just legendary.
And then just
Now,
casual and then
uh,
just have all these heads.
all right.
So what were you gonna say?
You know that elemental bane?
Yeah.
So it doesn't do too much damage, right?
Uh okay.
No, right. Like the when you add it doesn't do too much damage.
I mean, no, it doesn't do damage at all. Like
Allow me to introduce you to the 5 ancient dragons that just showed up. Does it now hit?
Oh wait, actually something that I just came I actually did thought of this like a minute ago, but I didn't like bring it up. So the thing about like mythic trait is that on top of, you know, having like all these weird abilities it gets, it also gains like extra legendary actions, which are mythic actions. So tend it out, like what would be her mythic action?
Say that.
Um, her mythic action could be refresh the breath attack on other dragons nearby.
Oh my god. Ah. Okay,
No
that's it.
more pesky rolling a d6. Why roll d6 when they could just do it again?
Dude, you just do it again. Mythic action.
Mythic. Make it take like 3 or 5 actions. It could take all of her actions to do it, but it just
Recharge.
immediately recharges Dragon Breath for her and
Recharge.
all. Ow.
I was thinking like just well, no. See, it would only be for others because here's the thing about
Okay.
Tiamat and her like uh her breath weapons. They don't recharge. Now
Okay, then.
I don't know about like breath the Bane breath attack. That might be a recharge. That might be affected. I don't know.
All right.
Should we put a recharge on Bane breath? I feel like we should.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's not unreasonable. Make it the normal dragon on a 5 or 6 that's recharged.
But I feel like Myth like recharge, which costs five of her legendary actions. Um,
Just dropped. Oh, rhythm.
yeah, that's been gone for a while, hasn't it?
All right, that's fine.
But anyway, so it just recharges like all the other dragons. Maybe her
All
own.
right. Yeah. Yeah, it should. And hers. All right. But yeah, I think like that's a really good mythic action just because you thought the dragons were bad and you're like they only get one breath attack, then we'll be safe for a while. No, no, you're
And the
not.
team is just like at the all right. So it's like, all right, guys. So good news. All of the dragons foolishly use their breath weapons. All right. So as long as we can like kill them before they can do it, at the end of your turn, you watch as Tiamat's heads all come out of the ethereal of her back. Each one of the heads flows into the dragons as her own orbs on her head and begin to charge up. You watch as the dragon's mouth begin to froth with their
Energy.
elemental energies. They're gonna next dragon's turn. They use the breath weapon. What the fuck?
This is bullshit.
I know.
All
You
right.
should have been
So,
ready.
all right. I believe my job here is done.
And my stream is done. For those who have come, thank you for joining me. I hope you come see us again for the adventures of the World Tree.
Oh, peace out.
Bye.